Hello, this is the Gaming Cowboy, coming to you with a brand new, completely original, never-before-thought-of series. A retelling of my experience in Fallout 4. Before this, my experience with Bethesda games was Skyrim with all of the mods, and the $70 sleep aid known as Starfield. But then, after seeing everyone giving fellatio to the Fallout TV show on Amazon, I decided to check it out for myself. And then I got on my knees with them. In all seriousness, it is a fantastic show that perfectly captures the world and feel of the games. Why couldn't we get that with Halo? Why? Anyway, after enjoying the show, I immediately bought the Game of the Year edition of Happy Radiation Game Quattro, installed it, and vowed to play it without any guides or assistance. A decision I will definitely not regret later down the road. Guaranteed. Upon loading up into the menu, I immediately decided to play on hard, because hard is how I like it. Once I loaded into the game proper, I started my journey in the bathroom, just like me waking up on a Saturday night. I then almost immediately got jump scared by this bizarre creature called a woman. After I took exactly 5 minutes to create my generic white guy with bad facial hair, I took the time to explore my new house. This included such wondrous sights as the washroom, the reminder that I should have pulled out, and my kitchen. Unfortunately for me, I found that my house had a horrible infestation in the form of the British.
We call these things chips. Instead of crispity, crunchy, munchy, crackerjack, snacker, nibbler, snap and crack, pop, Wester, pool, Chester, shire, Queen's lovely jubbly delights. That's rather a bit cringe, innit, bro?
My pet robot decided to torture me by allowing me to have only a single sip of coffee, therefore not allowing me to feed my relentless caffeine addiction. Give me the whole fucking pot, bargain bin bender. Once that situation calmed down, I heard the doorbell ring. Since I do not like people, I went to bludgeon them with a tire iron, but then the game decided to remind me that it was made by Bethesda. When it crashed. After starting it up again and doing all of that over again, I finally opened the door. The local Jehovah's Witness then trapped me in a conversation, telling me about a vault with okay loot and a disappointing final boss. Oh wait, wrong game. After finally being able to give myself an appropriate name and selecting the best stats, at least they were the best in my head, the numbers looked pretty, I was able to shut the door in the face of the nuisance. Then I realized I could not move, interact, or do anything. Then the game crashed again. I then found out from a helpful Steam community post that the constant Bethesda-ing of my Fallout playthrough was due to this specific setting. It could have been one of the best looking things in the game, with graphics that would make my jaw hit the floor. But so I could get past the tutorial, I took it out behind the shed like Old Yeller. After a third run through the house, the reason I should have used protection that night started having a fit. Most likely because Brexit bot was trying to take care of it, so the female human in my house decided to take charge. At that moment, the TV announced some breaking news. New York City and Washington, D.C. were nuked. Fucking finally. I went out to celebrate alongside the rest of my neighborhood, running up the hill with my family with gusto. When at that moment, someone in Boston decided to have a gender reveal party. This forced me, alongside my family and some other random schmucks, to head into an experimental shelter facility that was nestled at the top of the hill for some reason. Once inside the facility, and being given a new set of pajamas, I was guided to a place where I was told I could politely change. Unfortunately, it turned out that I was actually put into an ice cream freezer, and before I could do anything, it was turned on, and I blacked out. I woke up temporarily to find some unknown individuals relieving me of the burdens of child support and divorce papers before going back to sleep again. I finally woke up completely and escaped from my frozen prison, only to realize that everyone else's ice cream freezer was built by McDonald's, so all of them failed and the occupants were killed. After fighting through a swarm of average Boston cockroaches, I stole a tricked out Samsung watch from this guy, because it's not like he can stop me. I was able to use it to finally unlock the exit and make my way back to the surface. Once I finally reached the outside and was finished being blinded by the light, I was able to gaze upon my new apocalyptic surroundings. A nightmare land of rubble,
Oh, God.
dwindling resources, nature fighting for survival, and people who have gone mad. Which is basically Texas after 1 inch of snow. After making my way into the ruins of my once idyllic neighborhood, I found the only survivor,
it's the robot.
my dumbass kitchen robot. He then dropped a shocking piece of news.
Properly for 200 years will do that, I'm afraid.
You can hear my absolutely shocked reaction here.
200 years? What? Are you?
The limey lugnut then started to ask about what happened
Ooh.
to my wife and
Okay.
son. And I then pondered, how would I respond? Would I tell him the truth? Or would I proceeded to ignore the whining floating tea kettle and leave the town, but not before stripping my neighbors' houses of all of their possessions. What? They're not complaining. Once I made my way down the road, I found myself at a fuel station named after a dog's dick for some reason, where I met my first companion, the dog from I Am Legend. My guess is that he ran away from Will Smith because he was afraid of being slapped. Or straight up killed. Seriously, fuck you, I Am Legend. That one scene traumatized me. Once the greetings were complete, we found ourselves under attack from sentient nutsacks with teeth. After fighting off the bitey ball sacks, we made our way into the town of Concord, dealing with a pair of Florida mosquitoes on the way in. Once inside, I found myself in the middle of a violent altercation between unknown parties. I thought to myself, what is the best way to solve this issue peacefully? After 0.458 seconds of thinking, I decided violence is more fun and gave the hostile raiders several extra holes to breathe through. Then, picking up a laser musket, yes, that's what it's actually called, I was beckoned inside the building called the Museum of Freedom. And with the promise of more violence with zero repercussions, I gladly accepted the offer. With the museum now cleared, and me deciding that the laser musket is as useful as using super glue as lube, I met my first friendly humans, Piston Gravy and his friend, Madam Magic Mushroom. Also, thanks to the old bag that was higher than most satellites, I also found out that my canine companion already had his own name. Korean cuisine. They then started to ramble on about things that I was paying so much attention to that I didn't even bother to mention it in the script, since they thought a guy that looks like this is absolutely trustworthy. But then, something was mentioned that did catch my attention. A suit of power armor and a minigun on the roof. Though for some reason the suit's power supply was in the basement of all places. Once I acquired the not at all leaking radiation all over me battery, I made my way to the roof, climbed in my power armor that looked like poo, and tore the minigun from the crashed heli for my own use. Then targets appeared. Many targets. And I had many minigun bullets. And with my bloodlust temporarily quenched, I escorted the merry band of morons back to my destroyed town. Once there, I was asked by Press My Barbie to help out with another group of survivors. This was it. My chance. My time to make my mark on the Commonwealth. The wasteland of Massachusetts was my oyster. Would I bring order to it? Save the innocent and punish the oppressed? Will I truly become a hero? Nope, I'm going to make it so much worse.